You're watching Diecast Breakdown with Chuck Ellis, David Johns, and Mark McHotwheel. So sit back, strap in, and hang on. The breakdown starts now.
Well, hey there, folks. Chuck here, and welcome to Diecast Breakdown. I am so glad you are with us today. I'm not the only one that's glad I'm with you today. I am joined by my co-hosts, Mr. David Johns. How are you doing today, David?
Awesome.
All right, and Mark, just Mark. How are you doing today, sir?
Just Mark. Just Mark here. Doing great.
I'm loving this. We got our Madonna of Diecast himself, Mark, in the house with us again. And we are so glad that you're all here with us today. We want to give a special welcome to our executive producer level patrons that make the show go. That would be Jason. Thank you, Jason. Reviews Through Another Lens. Mad Visions. Thank you, Phia. Mike's Mods and Customs. TWYCE Diecast. Thank you, David. DrivenDreams.org. Thank you, Mark. First and 64th Customs. Thank you, Christian. Video Geek Productions. Thank you, Adam. And Dane Self. Thank you, Dane, yourself, for supporting this show and keeping the lights on over here, and all the patrons. If you want to join the ranks, you can visit diecastbreakdown.com or click the little join button if you're watching us on YouTube. That really helps us out. This equipment is expensive, and it gets expensiver every time I turn around. They just raised the prices on Canva, and I've got some feelings about that. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about tiny cars and the people who love them. And we are not going to be doing it alone. We are talking with Nigel of Castheads magazine. I am going to see what happens when I put him on stage, because it looks like it's not quite working, but we'll see what happens. Nigel.
There he is.
That was amazing. You just like appeared. I love that. There was like this burst of light.
I had forgotten to put my camera on.
Okay, there you go. Perfect timing. So, all righty. Well, Nigel, if you are living under a rock, is the editor, manager, director, whatever, of Castheads magazine. What's your official title over there?
Just Castheads.
He is Castheads.
Head man.
Bonafide Casthead.
Top man.
Head of Castheads. And which, if you haven't checked out, absolutely check that out. That's a fantastic free publication that you can get online anytime, day or night. And it has the most satisfying flip sounds as you dig through the catalog of stories, some of the best photographs of diecast that you're going to see anywhere.
Also, don't forget, it's interactive. So we've added videos as well. Sometimes the videos are related to, well, actually, no, not sometimes, all the times the videos are related to the articles. So, it just gives people a bit of an additional insight into some of the cars that we review in the magazine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's outstanding. And you even can see an ad for Diecast Breakdown in there sometimes. What? So thank you again for that, Nigel. So, well, Nigel is joining us today because we've got a lot to talk about in the world of Diecast, and we're going to be talking about what's coming up, what's got us excited, and we're going to be getting your take and see what the people online are saying when we bring these up. And Nigel, you have brought a huge list of vehicles to go through. So we're going to just dive right into those and say what is exciting you in the world of Diecast. So let's see.
Should I put I brought special influencer type gloves on. Yeah, but I don't think they're the right kind.
You got to have the
I think those are too small.
The glove doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's not one. I don't know why people use gloves in their influencer videos. I mean, you don't want to put.
I think David, don't you use like?
I usually wear them 24 hours a day if I'm.
I've been told
one sparkly glove, the Michael Jackson glove.
Yeah, I've been told I need to wear gloves with all the chemicals I work with, but anyways.
Yeah. So that was my glove joke for the day. So yeah, let's get into it.
All righty. Well, let's see. You gave me a ton of photos to look at. What is the first one on the list here? It looks like they uploaded in a random order. So we're going to go random here. So what do we got over here?
Oh, that would be me, Chuck.
David, what's this?
This was a shout out. I wanted to throw out, guys, if you're not following Greenlight on Instagram, you need to, because they talk about a lot of cool stuff. They've got a lot of giveaways. We're always trying to get them on the show, but I wanted to give them a little bit of credit. They had this event for a wish come true, Operation Stand Down, a couple really cool charities, and raised some, a couple $1,000s for that. But they did have a show. If you're in the Midwest, Indianapolis, Indiana, always worth a detour to check out the headquarters at Greenlight. That's all I got on that. Just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention.
Okay, I think you had a few more things, and they are all out of order now. So I'm just going to click on something else here.
Whatever.
And we're going to
grab
see.
bag.
We got Cartooned as Series 2 coming out. We can talk about that real quick. Cartooned has really kind of taken the diecast world by storm. Their designer Louis Tanahara, famously of Dub City and Chub City and Big Time Muscle fame. He's been known for years for his, stylized, artistic envisioning of cars, and has really, I think, knocked it out of the park with the latest series, the paint especially, like the detailing and the paint and it's interesting. These are kind of a love it or hate it thing. So I know that David and Mark have both agreed with me that these are pretty cool. Nigel, what have you gotten a chance to get your hand on these? What are you thinking about Cartooned lately?
No, I haven't had a chance to get my hands on these, and that's okay, because I've been enjoying all the videos and all the content people have been putting up with it. I have to say, they are really cool art pieces. I mean, if I was a collector of car art, I think these really bring out a really cool, artistic impression of what cars look like. And to be very honest, the paint on them are just absolutely gorgeous. So I like cars that have like really cool paint jobs and have really quirky looks about them. Cartoon has always been kind of like in a gray area for me, but these I really, really like these. And I must say, the Corvettes, the Vets are my favorite. I've been seeing a lot of different types of Vets being shown on Cartoon. I just love those.
Yeah, they are fantastic. And there's, we're working on something with MGA to get some actual, like a live Q&A starting. So if you haven't already subscribed to us, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell, because we're going to have some really cool stuff related to cartoons coming up. We're just working out a few kinks in the details, but for that sort of thing, it's going to be really, really cool. And we may even be able to get Louis on as well.
Real quick, Chuck, Diecast Heroes, our buddies Carmen and Tony, actually the first guest on this show, have a cartooned customizing contest.
That's
either right now or in the very near future.
Yep.
Nigel, I'll be really curious to see how these are received on your side of the pond. I know there's a lot of love for classic American muscle, and that is, pretty heavy in this first line. So in Diecast Heroes, just to bring it full circle, based in the UK, doing the customizing contest. Some of you guys have already started doing those, and they look awesome. Really looking forward to seeing how that comes out.
I'm working on mine right now. Actually, I've got mine sitting on my workbench. They'll be the last builds I do in this location. So, again, shout out to Louis and the team at MGA for really kind of finding something different and doing something that, again, I really appreciate, Mini GT and Tarmac Works and these people that are doing these beautiful, incredibly intricate and detailed things. And that's not this. Like Nigel, I think that's a perfect way to describe these. They are art pieces. They are bits of car culture more than they are models, and I like that a lot. I think that's a very good way to put these. That these are pieces of, of automotive art, and that's why they're great for decorating a shelf. They're the kind of thing that that your spouse might let escape the collection room and end up on a shelf somewhere in there.
Actually, they really do complement a living space. I personally wouldn't mind waking up to seeing a shelf of those in the morning. Colorful cartooned cars of all the favorite cars that we like. It just has a nice positive vibe to it.
They're a very happy design,
and I think Louise has really captured a very interesting psyche in diecast collectors, because things are getting really crazy in the diecast world. You find collectors and influencers and brands all fighting with each other and trying to get that space on your shelf, on a collector's shelf. And there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the diecast world, and then comes out cartooned, perfectly fresh, no competition whatsoever, fresh designs, fresh look at the way we look at cars. They're beautiful pieces. They're the sort of things you want to put on your shelf and you feel good about it. Everybody that I've seen talking about cartoon has been really, really positive and really happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's amazing. The psyche that has been connected with these.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree, and again. I've shown it to moms. I've shown it to kids. I've shown it to people young and old, and they just enjoy it. Even non-car people, they'll even just say something like, "Oh, I remember my dad had a car like that," or that's really cool. Like I want to have one of those on my shelf. And I'm like, "You're not even a car person. You don't even collect cars." And they're like, "I don't care. It's really cute." I don't know who said it, but somebody said it was like if Hot Wheels and Muscle Machines had a baby, is what cartooned is. So it's got that kind of cheeky stylishness of Hot Wheels with the kind of aggressive caricatureness of the Muscle Machines, but then it's completely own thing too. It's again, I appreciate that it's not unlike, Muscle Machines is great for what it is, but it's got kind of that Ed Roth big blowers, big muscle energy. And these are, they can be lowriders or pro street or customs or whatever. And as Big A pointed out, the interchangeability factor is huge, that all the chassis are the same size. All the chassis have adjustable suspension. I didn't know that they had adjustable suspension because they have a little click type thing. You have to really push on it. And I had started messing with it. I was like, I think I'm going to break it. And you won't break it. But there's some plastic tabs in there that kind of hold the axles in place so that you can have it sit higher or sit lower based on, what kind of stance you want it to have, or if you want it to have kind of a low rider popped up at an angle thing. So anyway, it's a really cool thing. It's worth checking out right now. They're available on Amazon now. They're in Fred Meyer. They were in Target at first. I know they're coming to other stores very soon. There's a very interesting story that I don't know if I have any clearance to share, so I won't, about why Series 2 is out right now, but it is. And one day we might hear that story, but it's very interesting how it's gotten so popular that they can't make these things fast enough. That much I can tell you, is that they've experienced almost a distribution problem. Now they're cranking them out. They've got that fixed, but the initial demand was so strong they couldn't get them to the suppliers fast enough. The demand from all of these people, like I saw Mike Smonson Customs, who's in the chat right now, is selling them at his hobby shop. And I think that's so cool that they've got a designated hobby line that encourages people to shop at the local vendors, and even the online independent guys have access to this thing. And that's what the ones that you're buying on Amazon are. You're not buying them from Amazon. You're buying them from individual independent distributors that list on Amazon. So anyway, that's our cartoon break for the day. But yeah, I want to make sure we get to everything because we've got a lot to get through today. David, was this one of yours here?
Yeah. Nigel, I saw this on a video coming out of Australia. One of my favorite creators named Castheads. He does a show every Monday, and he found these really cool majorette collabs that you guys did. Castheads. That is Nigel. That is the guy that we have in studio right now. So this is who you got in front of you today, folks. Drop them a comment. Let them know how cool these majorettes are, and I'll give you a hint.
I'll give you $1,000 for that right now.
I tell you what, Mark, you don't. I will give. How about a 5-pack of Castheads? We're going to give that away. Another majorette 5-pack, a special Casthead series that we have got. I picked up in Target. I saw it. Had to get it after seeing this. Nigel, I told Fex about the magazine. He replied in a comment that he checked it out and it was amazing. So shout out to you guys and your team putting together that online publication.
Wait, you found the Castheads cars in Target?
I did here in the States. Pan to me real quick because this is I want to give this to somebody today. We're going to do some kind of contest. Mark is going to pick it. I don't know how he's going to do it, but we're going to pick one of you guys that is watching. We are so thankful that you're here watching today. Somebody's getting this really cool 5-pack.
Shut the front door.
I can't stop smiling.
I know, dude.
But-
dude, what
but,
is that like, man? You've got your name on cars now. How cool is that?
Yeah, it is. It is a massive point of pride, and I think we chose the best people to go with, because what we wanted to do when we came up with the idea of collaborating with someone was to be able to get these out to everybody everywhere in the world. And working with Hot Wheels, we were working with Majorette a lot, and we proposed this idea to them. They said, okay, we'd love to do this, and therefore we did this with Majorette, and we did it with them because they have such a global distribution. Everyone in the world will be able to get their hands on these without stressing about it, which is something that we really wanted to happen.
That is so cool.
Well done.
And to have it be on the shelf in Target, I thought this was something that David had ordered from somewhere overseas somewhere, where these were like a limited release. They're in freaking Target.
It was just destiny, Chuck.
Yeah, I've
David,
seen...
did you cry when you found that? Did you like at least one tear? Did that come out?
All men cry, Mark. All men cry.
That's true.
And, yeah,
some more than others.
A lot. A lot.
It's fine. It's fine to cry.
You're right. It is fine.
It is good
fine.
to cry. It is to cry tears of joy when
Target's the best place. The grown man and then the aisle sobbing.
Are you really a true grown man if you haven't cried in Target? Why are we still here? Oh man, yeah. It just never ends.
No, it's brilliant. It's actually fantastic, and it's nice that we keep seeing people around the world picking them up and talking about them. I think that's the more exciting part about doing something like this, is to get to see people's reactions towards it. Like, a lot of people really like the Gulf Porsche that we've done, or we've done a Porsche in the Gulf colors. That has become quite popular, to the point where I've seen it being scalped on eBay for like 20-30 pounds, which is about
wow,
$15-20 for 164 Majorette.
Yeah, mainline car,
yeah.
Big Ace Diecast is saying, wait till you see the Majorette limited edition Toyota 5-car gift pack. Yes, it is fire. I agree completely. In fact, I have it here as well. They have a very good collection and selection of Toyotas in that gift pack. I think all Majorette's gift packs are really cool. They have some really nice selections.
I will agree with you on that. They know how to put together a 5-pack, and it's a shame because they're always gone in my Target. And every now and then I'll see, like, I saw the Porsche one, and I grabbed the Porsche one that they had a few, maybe 6-8 months ago, and I was able to get that one, but I was not able. I have not seen any since. And man, I think I would, I wish I could have seen David's face when he made the connection of what he was looking at on the shelf in Target. That's pretty wild. But yeah, it is so fun. All right, well, since we're doing Russian roulette style graphics here, because
let's do some quick hitters.
All right, what do we got here? Look at this. Look at this gorgeous pop race here.
We talked about Pop Race last episode with Nigel. We talked about the brand. They're a new brand. Mark, I want to hear your thoughts on this Skyline right now. Ken Mary.
3 words, right? Just keep it short.
Quick hitter.
Beautiful, sexy, gorgeous.
So just like
3 words. Yeah, basically, essentially.
This is the mark of Diecast, people.
Oh yeah, I'd love to have a real one. That's for sure. Just around the city.
Nigel,
setting car alarms off.
Can you top that, Nigel? Give us your thoughts on this vehicle.
3 words.
Okay. It is beautiful. It is nice. It is gorgeous. But I got more than 3 words. For me, I don't know. My problem with Pop Race is they've got like 6 or 7 castings which they keep doing in different colors, and after a while it gets a bit monotonous. I mean, I don't know. For me, this is just a replication of what they've done with the Hako. And it's like they're trying hard to come up with things to sell cars to people while trying to, with the limited amount of castings that they have. Because seriously, they have only the Yaris, the Aston Martin GT3, the Porsche Singer, the Hako, and now the Ken Mary. So, and I think there's one more that they have. and they keep doing these same castings over and over again in different colors. So, for me, is it more like collecting, or I don't know, because I'm seeing a lot of people who rush to buy cars like this, and now you start seeing them selling them, and it's really strange. I don't know. I finding it hard to get excited about this piece because it looks so much like the Hako, and I know that I have a feeling like the Hako, they're going to release this in every single color they can possibly think of.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
So for me, it's
old
Pop
news.
Race was exciting with the Hako, but this is now getting a bit
repetitive.
Yeah, the Hako didn't have a big block V8 in the front of it, did it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it did. Okay, yeah. So
it did.
Okay.
So basically, this car is owned by the same guy who owns the Hakos. The guy who owns the Hako in Japan, he redid Ken Mary in the same style. So that is how.
So essentially, just need to do
it's the same. It's a color change. Yeah, I mean, it's a great color. I love the casting, but I agree with you. This has been kind of my problem with some of these guys, and I get it because castings are really expensive to get started. But yeah, they kind of run them into the ground. I think on some of the smaller ones because I mean they'll release 500 different versions of an R34 or a Porsche, or whatever.
It's a bit like taking the Mickey out of collectors. I mean, yes, we get excited about things that look beautiful and bright and colorful and all of that, but then the question is also where does what is collecting and what is just buying for the sake of buying.
Right.
That's this thing, because I was having a chat with David earlier as well about some research that I did for Mini GT's cars, and I thought it would be unfair to say Pop Race has color variations and when all the other cars have color variations, but the problem with the Hako is they've done it in the orange, which is the original color, and that's it. But then they've done a carbon fiber version, black metallic version, purple versions coming out. They've got a Coke Zero version coming out. They've got Chase version coming out under a different name. They've got the event specials in different colors coming out and all of that. Whereas with the Mini GT, right now, here's what's interesting. This is the new Mini GT Porsche 901, and we've seen this come out already in white, blue, and green. But I contacted Porsche to find out what were the original colors that the 901S came out in, and apparently the prototype was white, and then they did 4 metallic colors after that, which was silver, green, blue, and red. And then they also did 30 different colors after 1966, after these four main colors, which were purples and yellows and all. And it got so crazy that the Metropolitan Police of the UK wrote to Porsche and asked them if they could make all their cars white. Of course, Porsche ignored them.
Right.
Yeah.
They're
right.
Too busy evading the police, and they're like, we just want to narrow it down.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was really crazy that the Metropolitan Police actually wrote to Porsche and asked them to stop doing colored cars and to make them all white.
That is a wild story.
So if you're a Porsche fan and you're a Porsche collector, then it stands to reason that you'd want to get all the colors that Porsche originally produced. And that's why I like what Mini GT does, because Mini GT sticks very close to the background of the cars, right down to the point where they even paint some of the cars in the original paint from the paint manufacturer. Did you know that? Some of their cars have, some of their special editions actually have the original paint, which is painted on the actual car on their models. For example, the Bentley.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bentley paint is not cheap.
Hey guys, and that rings true after speaking with Glenn. He wants an exact reproduction.
That is a man of precision.
So as a collector of cars and as a collector of car culture, where do we draw the line as to what is produced and what is bought? And so I find that there's the the collecting side of car die-cast collecting is like splitting into various bits and pieces, and we see that there are now several different layers to collecting. So now the question is, what sort of collectors are there out there? Are there collectors who want just tuned vehicles, like the Harcos and the Ken Marys, which we're going to see them buying a lot of those same cars in the same color variations, just so that the manufacturer wants to make the most out of that mold? Or are there collectors where they genuinely like actual transportation, and that's where brands like Tomica, Mini GT, Greenlight, Autoworld all come in, and are really making a name for themselves in that sense. So,
Yep.
Oh, well said. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for keeping that section brief.
sorry.
Hey, you're welcome.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, hey. Yeah. Keep on. Throw up the next one. I just wanted to say.
Wait a second.
What a
Wait a second.
That's this.
That's
and
this.
what a,
Yeah. So it's I can't find any fault with it, guys. I mean, seriously.
No, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It's incredible.
Yep.
I think that this is probably my favorite Porsche casting ever, and
Yep.
I can. Yeah, the windshield wipers on it's just so nice. Everything about it looks nice, and like you said, the paint really shows. Like the color really shows. It's something that's funny. It just, not to go back to cartoon for a second, but the fact that like Lewis really wanted the Camaro to be this right kind of red. He actually had them to send to the manufacturers samples of the real red because they couldn't get it matched quite right. So like that is something that I think a lot of manufacturers sleep on, is they don't get the colors quite right. But mastering that and mastering the paint quality really shows.
And what's interesting is this color is called Signal Red, which was one of the colors that a German magazine in 1966 suggested that Porsche put their colors in. Signal Red, these sort of colors that are really bright and racy. So that's how this color came alive. They had Signal Red, they had Togo Brown, Barley Blue. I mean, it's insane the amount of colors that they had.
Oh yeah, they've got great colors, no doubt.
Absolutely. So
I don't think they've ever made a bad color besides maybe brown. I don't know.
Yeah, and Mark knows he has corrected paint on many a Porsche, I'm sure.
Yeah, and lots more to come. So
it's funny. I spent years saying Porsche, and then I had somebody correct me that it's Porsche, and now I'm hearing from people
Porsche.
It's Porsche.
It's whatever you want to call it. It's Porsche. It's Porsche in Germany. It's Porsche.
Well, even in Germany, like the Ferdinand Porsche, the way they say the name, it's so different. Like you could get an sound off of it, but you're still saying it wrong. So just say Porsche, because I think somebody was saying like you don't say it like spaghetti or pasta fagioli. You just say
Porsche
spaghetti.
Sounds so pretentious. I just can't even do it.
I don't know. I think call it what you want. I've known Porsche owners who say Porsche. See, I just did it right there. Porsche. Yeah.
Porsche.
There is a T-shirt you can get that has a fake Porsche logo and it just says Porsche underneath it, and there's little rocking chairs. Anyway,
that's probably something I can afford.
Yeah,
Mark is really going to love when we throw a Jaguar.
Yeah.
Jaguar.
All right, we need to move on, guys. We're burning daylight here. We're already half an hour in.
Let's do these next few thumbs up or thumbs down. This is a thumbs up for me.
Big thumbs up.
Really cool pace car from Autoworld.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Thumbs up from me. Love pace cars. Love Autoworld. Love their silly cars.
Yeah, and that light bar is just on
point too. I had a 83 or 84 Celica, not the Supra, but just the Celica GT. Beautiful car. Awesome.
All right, this one. We can't just brush past this. Nigel's already losing his mind.
First release in the 007 collection.
Yeah.
So Castheads will be having a chat with Glenn about this next week.
Oh, please.
Awesome.
Yes, absolutely. We need to get Glenn back on the show. But yeah, that thing looks insane. Do those pieces move? Do you know if they move, or is it just stuck stationary like that with the pieces stuck out?
I don't know.
I don't know how you could fit the mechanisms in there.
It's a good question. I will ask Glenn when I see him.
All right.
Fantastic. Looking forward to that.
I saw this is back in our news feed. Why is this back in our news feed?
This probably got left from the last episode we did, so we can move
Okay.
past that. We talked
All
about
right.
these last episode, guys.
We did. Okay.
So
Let's talk about them again.
It was on
talk
the show
about-
doc. So
No.
all right.
Let's talk about this freaking Saab, guys. We got a
Oh, yeah.
Saab in 164.
Jerry Seinfeld would be proud.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Felix. Thank you, Felix. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think
What
it's
is that, an
Born
Evo?
Jets.
Is that an Evo above there too? The Hello Kitty, and then there's
Yeah.
an Evo,
An Evo.
5, or 4 or 5.
Mercedes.
Yeah, there's some nice cars in there.
Yeah.
I like
You got the
there's
Churno.
two Hello Kitties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Felix's daughter's happy. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's gotta keep her happy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Moving on. We got this beautiful Kaido house.
Oh, new
BMW.
tubing,
Look
guys.
at this thing.
That's
Oh.
pretty cool.
I'm in
Is
love
that
with
an
this.
M3?
It's an M3.
Yep,
30
M3.
Okay.
Opening parts, and I like how they've got the hood opening the correct way. Perfect.
Yeah. We got the
Uh,
turbine fan wheels, or
Yeah.
in the front. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
This is actually really special. I really like this because they haven't done the usual Kaido house wide body. They've actually kept this, quite nice and slim. So it
Mhm.
looks a lot like the original car with just really big fat tires. It is stunning, and I love the way they've done Kaido house on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
I
And
think that it's backwards on the
can
other
you-
side.
you guys see the roll
That's
cage
cool.
in there? That's really cool.
Yeah. No.
Safety first, David. Safety
Yeah.
first.
And the engine is going to be really detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, their engines
As
are
they
incredible.
usually are.
I still can't get over that. I've got their square body, the first one that came out with the red, orange, yellow paint scheme, and
Chevy.
I keep going back to that thing and going. I'm not a square body guy, but I think it's one of my favorite. It may be my favorite casting that I own, just because it is just so nice. And
Is that the Datsun?
no the square body Chevy truck with the
Right, yeah.
with the red orange,
Silverado.
the kind of that pearlescent white paint with the red, orange, yellow
Yeah.
stripes on it. Just a very nice car. But all their cars, the Datsun, I have the Datsun 2 as well, the 240. That one is gorgeous as well, just absolutely stunning. So all right, we've got some kind of anime thing going on here. What's this?
Yeah, this is one of my rants. And I don't understand why diecast brands have to go into these sort of things, because it really feels like a bit of a cash grab. I mean, they don't really
Sure.
fit in the diecast scene. They don't really, why
Reminds me of
would you do something like
Funko
this?
Pop on the right, and then
Yeah.
some anime stuff.
Yeah,
on the
but
left.
exactly. I mean, as it is, we have problems with space. Why add things onto that? You know what I mean? Just stick to making really good cars. Spend time getting new licenses. I mean, the amount of EVA racing cars that
Mm-hmm.
Pop Race has put out. Come on, seriously, you guys have got to, spend more
Come
time
on,
getting better
man.
licenses.
And so it's interesting, Nigel. I see Tiny HK's logo at the bottom. Are they getting into this as well? They have been.
Tiny HK, X-Car Toys, and Pop Race, they're all kind of together in,
Okay.
a little diecast cabal.
Syndicate. Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to call it.
But it's mostly to do with sharing licenses. So, for example, X-Car Toys and Tiny have Coke license, which is why they have a lot of Coke vehicles and Coke trucks and all. So what happens is Pop Race shares their castings with these guys, and these guys share the licenses with Pop Race, which is how Pop Race is able to do a Coke Zero Hako.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's see what's next. Speaking of
Ah.
Kaido House. Oh, look at this.
Yeah. Another stunning car on pre-order. I have it here in my hands. Working headlights. Beautiful. I don't know if I can get this off right now.
Now, did you say working or flip up?
Flip up, sorry.
Okay.
Flip up, yeah. My bad.
Oh, look at that.
There you go. Sleepy headlights. And the back opens up, but the gap between the window and the body is so non-existent, which is perfect. You
Good.
can't open it easily.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
well.
So there's
But it's got a fantastic detailed engine. And guys, again, just look at that casting. I mean, there's absolutely
Yeah,
no
it's beautiful.
problem with it whatsoever.
So is this your Honda NSX or your Acura NSX?
That's Honda, baby.
Honda
JDM.
NSX.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, all right. Next
Right.
one. Get this
we
RX-8 here.
now if you're tired of tuner cars and tired of wide bodies and all these jazz, and you want something nice and real, Tomica,
Give it to
or
me.
should I say Tommy Tech, usually have some of the best cars, and these are coming out in January 2025. But I do have them here.
Oh, Panda Nigel.
There we go.
There he is.
Give me that stock look. I love it.
And what's brilliant is the engine opens up, and you've got the Mazda engine cover, which you can also take off.
Wow, that's
Get out of here.
the first.
Oh no.
Here's the
So you
engine
can
cover.
lose it. So you can lose it like instantly.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
yeah, you
another
can
one in
open up.
January. Yeah.
So yeah, they've got this beautiful RX-8. I think it's a fantastic follow-up to the RX-7, and they've got it in two fantastic colors. They've got the black one.
Uh-huh.
Just check out the metallic
Like
black.
that.
My camera does not do the color justice, and of course the navy blue. Perfect casting. Just look at the lens on the rear lights.
Lensed.
Yes. You said the magic words to get David hyperventilating over here. Look at those. And that's something too that's something that drives me nuts, if I can rant for a second about lensed headlights, because they, so frequently you end up with something that's got a giant post in the middle of it. And I get it because it's very small, but you can see the post mount where the piece of plastic goes in. And I don't see that at all on those. Those look like they are laid in perfectly.
Yeah.
So Nigel, are these TLV or Neos, or what are these going to be?
These are TLVN Tomica Limited Vintage Neo, and their release date is January 2025. So
And those are going to be the most reliable, RX-8s you're going to ever have.
And if you already have the RX-7s, they make perfect complement.
Well, I think it's very fitting that the RX-8 has a removable engine cover, because that would be something that you would do most frequently on an RX-8.
Oh man, Mazda catching strays today.
Sorry, not sorry.
We know what we speak of. So,
this is also quite interesting. So Tomica is opening on the 25th of September. They're opening their first retail store. And it's going to be a Tomica only store with all their cars, Tomica, TLVN, and everything they've got. It's a standalone store. And these are the three models that they will be releasing for the opening, to celebrate the opening of the store. So we've got the BRZ, the Lamborghini Huracan Estilo, and what I really like is this FJ Cruiser. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is just... It's stunning, and I really hope we'll be able to see these coming out of China, because these are all going to be. Sorry, I forgot to mention this store is opening in China.
In China, yeah. So these are kind of basic, almost mainline releases, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
So exciting news for people in China. They're going to get their own Tomica store. I really wish we'd see more of these in England and the States and other parts of the world. So I hope this is their first. I hope it won't be their last.
No, I agree there. All right. We got this very interesting Isuzu car carrier here too.
TLVN. Currently on sale. 1, 2, 4, 5 cars perfectly. And
cut to Nigel. What a great way to display your cars.
I know, right?
This is what I'm thinking. This is what I also feel. These car carriers are absolutely brilliant as car displays. And check out the details in that, guys.
So I bet this has got to have a pretty hefty price tag, I would imagine, right?
I have the prices.
And I put you on the spot. Don't worry about it. But it's not going to be the price of a normal TLV single sedan.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But that's the trail.
That's amazing.
Oh, look at that.
Like aluminum?
That's metal.
Yeah.
I heard that clink.
It's heavy. You can
weighty,
fit these up.
Heft.
Yeah.
Hefty.
It is absolutely stunning. It's sturdy, and it's just We'll be featuring this in the new issue of the magazine coming out. So for anyone who wants to get like really nice pictures, close-ups, and all of that, we've shot this with all our TLV and Ferraris.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I thought the only way you could make this look really stunning is with some Ferraris on it.
Oh,
so I
man.
pulled out my TLV
So that's what you put on there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was well played.
Love it.
And so stunning.
All right.
Okay, all right.
RS64 is back.
Yeah, good job, Adrian.
So it's been a while since we've talked about Pyro 64, so I just wanted to cover a couple cars. We've got this beautiful 14 Toyota Land Cruiser pre-order here, so that's a cool design. I think they might have another color variation of that on pre-order, so that's going to be a fun one to grab for people. And then I think
it says lights bumper to be amended. Is it the Porsches?
Yeah,
these ones, yeah. So and then these ones are available now, I believe. So these are, price point's really cheap for something that looks so beautiful. I think they're about $21 plus shipping a piece.
Fully worth it.
Yeah, so fully worth it. That's what I love about the Pyro 64 is the price point.
Look at the wheels on that.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep getting better, and the price point's not skyrocketing. So you can pick up something relatively cheap, for the price of what you'd pay for a secondhand premium Hot Wheel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy a brand new one of these and have it shipped to your door without even having to go out and hunt for something that may or may not be there. So yeah, this especially the Lucky Star one, and everybody loves the Valiant one. They're beautiful cars, So I definitely, if I was to get them, which I probably will, I'm starting to become a major Porsche fan.
Thanks, Derek.
Porsche.
No, it's not even, Derek, of course, has loved them, but it's just like me working on them and stuff, detailing and working on correcting the paint. I'm just starting to fall in love with the quality of the vehicles.
Not a flat surface on that entire body.
No, so just I'm debating getting one. So in real life, so I'm just like,
I was gonna say a real Porsche.
Yeah, like a GT3, maybe like a 2004 GT3,
nice,
or 911 turbo or something. So I'm looking at some options and seeing, debating get rid of the R35 to get something that's, I don't know, a little bit more, I don't know, unique, really. Especially something that's like, not just I wouldn't get a regular one, Porsche.
We'll share the Kickstarter link next episode, Mark.
By Mark. By Mark, of course. All right. Speaking of Mark, what do we got over here?
We got this. So I think everyone's seen. I have probably
what is that?
Handfuls of the regular one of these that came out years ago. They just came out as a Safari one. You had a blue, orange, red, and I think that's about it. But this is a collector edition that they're selling, and it's basically the same car with premium wheels, metallic kind of paint on. It's really cool. So it's something I might have to pick up. I mean, I think I found this one specifically, speaking on on eBay today, and they're not too bad priced. I mean, it was like, I feel like it was like $20 or something like that. So nothing crazy. You're not looking at $100 like a Hot Wheel that's some sort of collector's edition. It gets kind of crazy with some of the prices. So Matchbox, they've always got a good price point, and they're owned by Mattel. So it's just kind of like when you look at tools, you've got Snap-on and you've got Blue Point, and they're the same thing. So in my eyes, I think they're kind of the same thing, to a certain extent. So that I'm excited about that. And then we've got this. I think Johnny Lightning's got this 3-pack. We've got we've got this Escort 2. I think what is that 280ZX there, and then we've got a Challenger. I believe that's what that is. Challenger Charger.
Is that a Mustang?
I was going to say, are you doing that to troll the Mustang fans?
Yeah, maybe it is a Mustang.
No, that's
I don't know every car, but
no, but it's like a Fox. That's the first thing. But look at what the windshield says.
And it does say Escort on it.
Yeah.
Touche, sir.
It says Escort on it, so I think it actually is supposed to be an Escort. It looks like a Fox body to me when you first look at it.
I've heard of having an Escort in your Mustang, but not having an Escort.
Yeah, that's a different story for another time.
Yeah, exactly.
But it does say Escort on the windshield. So
I hope they talked to Peter about that licensing before they put it on their Datsun.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, anyway, and I dig the Petty's Garage Challenger. I mean, I don't usually go for the newer Challengers, but I do love that Petty blue. That is very
That
nice.
is cool. That's a cool blue. Yeah.
All right.
And then we've got this RX-7. It was a Liberty Walk.
Golly, that looks good.
Beautiful car, and that thing looks great. Pre-order right now. I've seen some pictures of the real thing online recently because I follow the Liberty Walk stuff. I don't like all their stuff, honestly. Their R35 GTR, I don't like that design, which is unfortunate. But I do love their Sylvia's a work of art. You know, I think they've got Ferrari, and then they've got like Lamborghini. All that stuff's really good, but I'm not a big fan of their R35. But this makes it look like, you know, this looks like a Porsche to me. It's got that same type of look, and you know they've got body kits to make your FD RX-7 look like a Porsche too, like a 911. So there's always an option there too. Instead of buying a Porsche, maybe just an RX-7 Porsche.
All right. To be decided, indeed. All right. I've been looking forward to this next slide. I'm waiting for it all this time, and I hope everybody stuck around for it because we got another rant from our friend Nigel about something that I'm very excited about personally, and I'm going to be doing a little performance art. Well, Nigel does.
The floor is yours, Nigel.
I mean, come on, right? What is? I give up.
$400.
Okay, forget about that price. I mean, who was going to pay $449? People are not spending $50 anymore for Super Treasure Hunts. No one's going to spend $449 for that. But what was Mattel thinking? I mean, no disrespect to Mischief. I like the stuff that Mischief does. But again, this feels so much like Mattel trying
here.
very hard.
Look at
Look at that. Right there.
No, hey, that was Chuck that paid $442, Nigel.
Oh no!
That's right. That's what you do.
Bye-bye,
Yeah,
$400.
Grip it and rip it.
Wishful thinking.
Okay, listen.
It does
even
smell
have
like a new Hot
wheels
Wheels
on
car.
it. Doesn't even roll.
Okay, so look at the brake drum on the back. Nigel, I want you to watch this clip that Chuck has. And we're not saying we're not conspiracy theorists, but we are saying this is probably Chuck Ellis's handiwork.
All right,
so whenever you're ready, Chuck.
So here's the backstory. At the Hot Wheels Collector Nationals, I made a custom for Brendan Vituski of one of his cars, the Flatiron, and I used 3D printed wheels that I designed myself to make these wheel hubs. And and I handed him the casting. This is what happened.
Hopefully you have more audience now. I like the brake drum. I 3D printed the brake drum. Oh, wow. Check that extra good. Brake drums on there. Totally detailed. Yeah. And just like went to town. That's pretty cool. So why don't we do it? Why don't we?
Why don't they indeed? And
I think they did.
Sure enough, just a few short months, that was in April. And then a few months later, look at that. There's a wheel hub on a Hot Wheels car.
Checks in the mail, Chuck.
Yeah. So I will be.
No, it's nice to know that, and I know I've met Brendan. He's a fantastic guy. He's a wonderful guy. I met him when he was doing one of his research missions in Singapore, just before Hot Wheels started putting out all these hardcore tuner cars and all of that. And right now he's in the Philippines at the Diecast convention that's happening there right now, or a few days ago. And he really picks up on these custom stuff that people do around the world and brings it back to Hot Wheels. But do we have to? I mean, does it fit in the collector space? Is it something that we should buy as collectors from Hot Wheels, or should it be left in the space where customizers work? Why is Hot Wheels trying to get in on the customizer scene?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
When you put it that way, all of a sudden, no.
Listen, hey, this hobby's gotten so big, guys. There's room for everybody. I think that's the point. Is somebody on this show one time said there's never been a better time to be a diecast collector.
Never heard that before in my life.
And I'm saying that our hobby's gotten so big, which is awesome to say, that I think there's a niche for everybody. And I can't hate it. I really can't, because if it's bringing any more collectors in, if it's bringing one more collector in, I'm for it. Like, let them find their way in, even if it's through a side door, and then welcome to the world of the rest of the hobby. And now you're hooked. Yeah, now you're hooked. We're reeling you in.
Craig says they should leave it alone, let the customers do it, or I think he means customizers do it. But and it's funny because as somebody who literally, that's almost all I do is weathered customs. I wanted it because I thought it was cool that it, I'm always interested in how the mass-produced weathering works, because it's usually very bad. And this one I really liked because it had things that I hadn't seen before, like the way it says "wash me" in the glass, like that. I have never
just pan to you, Chuck. Pan to you and show the car.
Yeah, so I say I get it, because I feel like it's almost like I'm not that familiar with Mischief's work, but it is that kind of pop art in the style of like a Banksy type thing, where it's almost like a parody, or like a what were those, like, not the Garbage Pail Kids, but the Wacky Packs that had it's called Not Wheels. It's got goofy things in the it reminds me of that art installation in Las Vegas, the Omega Mart, where everything is a parody of something, and it's a thing on I'm sure it's some kind of statement on commercialism that a lot of people aren't getting, but just that this is the antithesis of what a Hot Wheels car would be, that this is something that's beat up and modified poorly and would be absolutely not the car to be made into a Hot Wheels car. And I think it's I get it, I like it. And a lot of people were griping about the price point, and I was like, you go out and find a customizer that will build you this for $30.
So is that the seatbelt hanging out the front door? Rico pointed that out.
Yeah,
that's
so
amazing.
it's got a dangler over here. There's a seatbelt hanging.
That's funny.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I think there's
right
a good
there.
amount of thought.
I like that this is a donut. If you flip it up, it's significantly thinner because it's a donut.
I mean, that's well done. They did that.
It's not a cheap car to make, really. It's like one of the only ones that's actually not cheap to make.
Yeah, exactly, because it's got so many different colors and tampos, and that's I think this is plastic, actually. Yeah, this is not part of the casting. This is actually something from the interior piece. The interior is tan. You've got painted headlights, multiple colors on the front and back sides. So that's and then the glass isn't even the glass has printing on it. That's tampo work there. So they did that. They did that, and that super cool patinaed Boulevard car too. I was just going to say the Savoy. That Savoy is actually really, really good. And I got to see that in person at the Collector Nationals, and I got to say that's some of the best weathering I've seen. The best weathering I've seen mass produced so far is Auto World did a Christine from the beginning of the movie, and it was fantastic in 1/64 scale. They didn't dent it or anything because it would have been a completely unique casting, but I wish they had, but it was still really a cool thing to do. But I would put this one right up there with the Boulevard and with the other. It's really cool. I don't know why people have decided, to Nigel's rant, the hype around it is very high. I mean, I was excited about it because this just is exactly the kind of thing
that's in your wheelhouse.
This is exactly what, and for me, I think it's validating personally. I think it's validating because it means that people are seeing us doing these customs in with weathers and going, hey, there's something here. There's a market for that. And so, for me, I've in full disclosure, I bought 3 of them. And
get out of here.
I wanted this one to open. I've got one to keep original, and I've got one that I'm going to drill because I want to do my own take on it. And I love that this casting has that's the thing, is this casting has dents in it. It's got dings, again, that I would normally do with a Dremel, but with the 3D rendering, the 3D artwork that they use in making the casting, the dents just look a lot better. There, so you can see it better. And I love that this thing has a spray foam fender on it. That's supposed to look like spray foam, which I think is very funny. So there's a lot of humor and cheekiness to this, and for those of us who had the desire to go fast, but not the budget.
Funds, yeah.
So,
is it a real car, Chuck, or is it a fantasy?
It is
car?
not. It is a fantasy car. I've heard people say it's based roughly. I don't know, Nigel. What do you think? I thought
like an Escort.
It does look like Mazda mixed up with the Toyota. To be very honest,
I could see like a Corolla, maybe, or a Tercel type.
Corolla, okay. I mean, though I don't like it, I do see the fact that there's a lot of plus points also with it. In fact, that the fact that it is very different, and I can see why there was so much hype around it. In fact, a lot of people thought it wasn't real. A lot of people thought it was a joke, and they thought it was one of those AI type things. So that I thought was quite cool, because when I first saw it, I thought it was AI, and then I realized, hold on, they've actually made it.
Yeah,
and then I got angry.
That's so funny. I did the exact same thing. I thought it was an AI generated image. Like somebody posted it in the Facebook group, and I was like, "That's AI. Look at the logo. It's not the right logo. It says not wheels. This is a parody that somebody made." And then they were like, "No, it's real." And I went to the site and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And my reaction was the exact opposite of yours. But I get it. Like I get why. Like there, on one hand, I'm excited about it because it's different, and just like we should get paid $1 every time we say cartooned, but that's different. It's its own thing, and I like having these new different things. But at the same time, there's only so many new castings that they do in a year, and if you're looking for something specific, like the adult collector craves realism and not goofy fantasy wacky stuff. So I think I see Nigel's point in it. I think it's very interesting. Again, let's pull that graphic up that you submitted, because that's the crazy thing, is that to me, is that somebody is putting this up there for $442.42 on eBay,
or best offer,
$2.42.
How about that?
I think I saw somebody said that they were selling for $80 on Whatnot, which that sounds about right. But they sold out in less than 3 minutes. Like that thing was gone. So it was like the people have spoken. I hate to say it. If and in some ways I like that. And again, I get the concern of saying, like, Wetwork, Craig brought up Wetwork Customs, friend of the show, but it takes away from those that do it and would purchase a diecast to customize it, and that's fair. And actually, go check out Wetwork, by the way, because he's got some cool rust effects and stuff that he's starting to sell on his site. But I think this would also encourage people to try it. Like it gets me, because I didn't even think about it until I started going on YouTube and seeing Bare Metal HW when he was doing kind of his weathered customs and stuff. He did a whole bunch of different customs, but
if you like weathered customs and derelict cars and that sort of stuff, also check out a customizer from Japan called Joe Kano.
Okay.
He does his customs with the entire diorama piece as well. So with the grass and everything, they're really, really beautiful. And if you like this sort of thing, you will absolutely love the stuff he does.
Okay, and he's on Instagram?
He's on Instagram. We met him in Malaysia. In fact, we flew him down from Japan to Malaysia for a Diecast Expo to judge one of the competitions we were having. And he's absolutely lovely, and his work is just simply amazing. Joe Kano, K-A-N-N-O.
All right, Joe Kano. I know the name. I'm sure I'm following him on Instagram. It's hard to keep track of everybody. So, all right, good rant from Nigel with an interpretive art piece by me. We got Diecast SuperCon coming up, folks.
Yeah.
We got to talk about this real quick.
Just super brief. We're going to be bringing you a lot of content from the show, guys, and just wanted to make you aware of that. That was the only reason for that.
We are getting our final details on our partnership with them nailed down, but you'll hopefully be seeing a lot of us from the stage. Possibly, we haven't figured out all those details yet, but we're going to be all over the place bringing you guys coverage from Las Vegas. And
I really
Nigel,
wish I could be with you guys. I really wish.
I really wish you could be there too, man. I would
Yeah.
love to buy you a drink over there. That would be so fun. But yeah, exactly. Some frosty beverage of some kind. But I can't wait to be there. I'm very excited about it. I'm honored that they wanted to do a partnership with us. I did hear some good news that Cartooned is going to be back at SuperCon, which is exciting. I'm glad they were able to iron out the details there. But I'm thrilled that they're going to be exhibiting. They made a huge splash last year. They had a giant booth. They really know what they're doing when it comes to marketing this stuff. And yes, we will be seeing Nomadic Japanic over there as well. Thank you. We're looking forward to hanging out with you in person. We know who you are. Anyway, so yeah, let's see. Well, I'm thinking about it. We never did our small channel shout out. So sorry about that to our friend over at Jeremy Lance, who is ready to diecast.
Cool.
We
Awesome.
will he only has 61 subscribers and he's doing some pretty cool customs. So,
check him out.
Go check him out.
Take a look at him.
I have to caution, we do not necessarily endorse all of the content that is made on some of these channels because we don't watch all of the content that's on these channels. I'm just looking for people who are doing cool things. And
ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that. So, we're not endorsing them necessarily, but we're saying, hey, check them out and maybe give them a subscribe because 61 subscribers is way too few.
Yeah, check it for yourself.
A talented builder like that.
Speaking of small channels, do we have anything to announce about this channel, Chuck?
We might. In fact, this is a very special episode because literally just today we hit 5,000 subscribers.
Literally today, guys.
Party horn. I should have put a party horn sound in here. Instead I got, but
that's my kind of sound.
There you go.
Woohoo!
There we go. Cha-ching indeed. So thank you everyone for getting us this far. We do still have a soft goal of trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. I'm hoping now that my life is starting to get a little bit of order. I say that as I'm in the middle of a move and in the middle of possibly finding a new job. If you need a marketing guy, hit me up. I'm looking for some full-time work. But anyway,
we're a professional dancer.
A professional dancer.
Escort.
Mitzvahs.
Escort.
Escort. Yeah, we're talking about it.
I mean, not escort, but on Mustang.
Yeah, exactly. 5.0.
Exactly. I'll build you a custom for 6 figures a year. Anyway, but yeah, so we're looking to do a whole lot more talent. We've got more content. We are the talent that brings you the content. There we go. And again, if you're interested in being a contributor, you can email diecastmedianetwork@gmail.com and say, hey, I want to make some videos, but I don't want to go through the trouble of doing a YouTube channel, or I'm on Instagram and I want to share some stuff on YouTube. We'd love to have you. We're always looking for new people to contribute. We love this partnership that we've been doing with Nigel, having him on and talking about, the new stuff. We love
Nigel.
this.
Nigel, real quick, pick a number between 1 and 70.
Uh-oh.
Pick one number.
1 and 70. Okay. 68.
Okay.
Oh, that was so close. I'll do 64.
No. I'm saying Chuck, continue. I'm using Nigel's number.
Okay. I was going to say, why are we doing multiple?
I thought I was going to pick somebody.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
What is this, David Johns?
No,
what's happening here?
Changing the rules.
I got 2 prizes, guys. Settle down.
Okay.
Oh no!
Getting all fired up over here.
We are professionals, folks.
All right, Mark is going to pick in light of our recent 5K milestone. Mark is going to pick a winner for the really cool Majorette Castheads 5-pack giveaway. Mark, however you want to do it, brother, you just
right now. So the first person to give me the Diecast Day of Giving date this year, it's findable. First person in the comments here, the date gets. It's simple. You get the 5-pack. Hurry up.
That's a good one.
Get to it.
And while we're waiting on that, Chuck, if I could, I want to give away one of Nigel's favorite brands. I've got a pop race that we're going to give away because I'm not a big fan of the Advan livery, and it came in my order from Tom's Model Autos. There was a substitute, so I'm just going to give it away. It's a really cool GR86 Toyota. Nigel picked 68, and according to my count on the comments that we're getting, Nitrous Diecast up in Canada, you're our winner. Nitrous, I need you to drop a comment with some way that I can reach you, maybe on Instagram, or let's just figure out how to get in touch. Just make it on the video that posts after this goes published on YouTube. Nitrous Diecast is our winner of this Pop Race GR86.
And we got Rico Bobe on the.
Didn't Rico already win something from us?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I know we need to have like radio show rules or something.
It just doesn't matter. Like if you're sticking to us till the end, we're at the end here. We're past time.
That's fair. These are Rico is one of our ride or dies. He's become literally a meme on this show. Whenever we have somebody on, we know we got to say 97 Toyota Paseo convertible.
Yep. Hey, Nitrous, I'm going to put an email in the chat for you to send me your details.
Yeah. So send David Johns your email.
All right.
And
awesome.
Just your address, whatever.
If you have a home. Excellent.
Very, very exciting. All right, Nigel, do we have anything else? Did I miss anything? Are we crawling towards the end here as we're wrapping up?
I did have a Ferrari, if you have time to show that
absolutely. Let's talk about Ferrari here.
Very quickly.
What do we got? Show me off.
We have the Ferrari by BBR, which is now out. 164 scale, 269 GTB. It is absolutely stunning. Even the interior is well detailed. Like they have like proper, I can't remember. I'm so spellbound by this car that I can't talk about it. It's so beautiful. But yeah, highly detailed interior for a car that you can't even, smitten is the word, yes. For a car you can't open. And this is what I love about BBR, man. They have just fantastic quality.
Yeah, that looks amazing. Like the way the light catches that red.
I love that.
And this is not the first or the last Ferrari they're going to be doing. So we can expect to see a lot of Ferraris. So for me, I think BBR is going to be giving TLVN a bit of their run for their money on the Ferrari front.
Absolutely.
Because they've also got some Formula One cars coming out in 164 as well soon.
Good to keep an eye on. And if they make a few vintage Ferraris like a 308 or a Dino, I know, not a Ferrari, but oh man, I love the Tomica Limited Vintage Dino is another one of my favorite cars. It's just a beautiful casting.
I have it in all three colors.
Nice. I have it just in the red. But
I have the red, black, and white. The white is
I'll keep an eye out for the white. Maybe I'll be able to get a hand on that one. So, all right. How about you guys, David, Mark? We got Mark. You got to update us real quick.
Yeah.
Tell us about the DD.
So we just talked about the date. So anybody who is listening, so October 12th, 2024 here. So we're back at it again. Another year of trying to get as many cars to sick and less fortunate kids across the world. If you want to go to, I get a lot of questions all the time about how it works. If you want to go to drivendreams.org, we've got all the info on there. You can email us at info@drivendreams.org as well. And we're basically trying to put it in the collectors and regular people too that aren't even collectors to donate in your hands to make it happen every year to boost the number of cars that get to kids that need them way more than us. So we're excited to make it bigger every year. And I just wanted to give a shout out to all the people that donate monthly. I don't create a lot of content on the page because there's not a lot of time for it. But as time goes, I'm going to be posting more stuff. I do encourage people to send me to videos of them donating, pictures, videos, because then I can have some content to put together so that people can see where these cars are going and what's happening. But people like my wife, Kimber, donates every month. She's been doing it for since the beginning. Jim Silva, another person that's been doing it for a long time. David Johns right here, beautiful beautiful man. Been donating, and then Bruce Solo and Dane Self. Dane Self set himself up PayPal where he donates monthly, and that's a lot of effort that went into that.
Amazing.
So
Well
Dane's
done,
an
Dane.
awesome guy. He's donated lots of cars along with everybody else. But so to elaborate on where the financial stuff goes, it helps me send bins and posters to diecast shops, and we're going to have some down at the convention. So this all costs money, it's not a ton of money, but the more that we can have, if you buy the merch from our site, that helps, fund all this stuff too. We've got a young man, Bryce, that's struggling right now with brain cancer. And we sent him a care package. And I love the personal one-on-ones, sending it directly to that person with their, with stuff with their name on it, like a note that we all are rooting for you. And that those one-on-one things, where parents reach out to me and they say, hey, I saw that you did this for Bryce. Could we get a package of diecast cars for my son or daughter? And, all these dollars, even if you want to donate $1 a month or $5, it helps me instantly get those cars to kids, whether it's the cars that were donated to me from local people, collectors, or just my own personal collection. Because when we have a calling for cars, we make it happen no matter what. So if you feel so inclined to either, and then buying, merch on our site helps just spread the awareness of Driven Dreams and what the community, because it's not about me, it's not about David, it's not about Nigel, it's not about Chuck, it's about the kids and a community effort of what this goal is. And that's what Driven Dreams is. It's a community thing. It's not a corporation where I'm collecting all this money and where does it go? It's you and me making a collective effort year long. Of course, we have the Diecast Day of Giving, which is a collective effort, like in a short amount of time, and that's usually during the holidays because it gets cars to kids during Christmas time. But we like to do it year round, and any bit of what anyone can donate, whether it's cars, time, if you want to create your own event in your town or car show or fundraiser, just hit me up. We'll help make it happen. We'll get you whatever you need. If you need bins, if you need posters, if you need whatever, we'll do our best to get it to you. So,
do some good in your own hood.
Yep. That's a perfect analogy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Good in your own hood.
Yeah, I like that.
What's up, Mid States? Another previous guest on the show.
Absolutely.
Pop it in right here at the end. And guys, it is the end. We have gone way over, but Nigel, again, it's a delight to have Nigel on. But
sorry, guys. We always go over time, and I'm on board.
No, it's
so sorry.
As long as you're fine, for him, it's pretty much what it's like 11 o'clock at night, almost midnight.
Well, I can talk about diecast all night long with you guys, and
it's almost like you have a magazine for it.
Well, but I do like the discussion, and I do like the fact that we've got people listening in, and sometimes it's nice to kind of get involved in the whole process as opposed to just writing a magazine and just sending out there and trying to figure out how people feel about it. It's lovely to see the comments. It's lovely to get all the support. It's lovely to chat with you guys. I mean, it's always fun to show people new stuff and share the vibe.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Maybe we'll do it again.
I know it might be a recurring thing, folks. You never know. Thank you, Nigel. Of course, people check out Castheads magazine. I think it's castheadsmagazine.com if I'm correct. Yep. And go subscribe, sign up for it, click around. Is there merch? Do you have merch? You've got to have merch.
No, we haven't got much yet because
get merch.
We've got some cool stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Well,
a nice hat.
Yeah, I was just thinking I need to have some Castheads merch, but
well, I asked my graphic designer, who is an absolutely fantastic designer, to design some merch, and he ended up designing an entire wide-bodied car, which we're now trying to sell to Liberty Walks.
Whoa, okay.
Good.
Oh, that,
How
oh,
about
that
I
a teaser.
Then
do
again,
this?
whoa, hey.
So yeah, so
no,
if
no,
they
no
want
dipping your toe in that pool. You just jumped right in.
Any
so
of us
yeah,
going to Ellen? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nigel.
yeah, no. So if it doesn't end up with them, we'll put it on a T-shirt.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a Justin Ellis
All right.
project.
Yeah, if you need a graphic designer, my brother is awesome and he's great to collaborate with.
He was great. He did our car show one for Dotson's on Woodby. Blew it out of the water. Told him what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted.
Yep. So hey, there he is.
There he is.
He's in the chat right now. So Mid-State Collectors Club. I believe this is either Brent or is it Brent and Trent? Brent and Kent.
Kent.
Okay.
Yep.
Kent. Brent and Kent.
Brent,
I knew it was
Brent,
Kent. Yeah, they both right. Asking if we're going to be at the LA show.
Only
maybe,
in spirit.
And you know, if a plane ticket drifts through my window, I would happily snap it up. But we will.
That's
yes.
until
Kent,
then.
Kent, I apologize. It's been a long day, and but yes, I knew that it rhymed anyway, and I know Kent has one of my customs, so that's cool.
I think
So
they
does
each
Brent.
do.
They each do.
What?
Yes. One
Somebody's
of them got the
chase.
super. I can't remember which one got my chase that I made, but yeah, it's been a long time. They were a guest on the show. Great guys. They doing some really cool stuff out there in the Midwest, and was thrilled to hang out with them. So I guess they're going to be.
We get that all the time.
Yeah, we get that all the time. Yeah, sorry about that. Well, thank you for understanding. But yeah, check them out. Check out our small channel shout outs. He'll be linked in the description thingy down below this video. And while you're down there, make sure you're hitting that like, subscribe. If you enjoy the show, share it.
And share it.
That's the best thing you can do is share it.
Just spam people.
You know, tell your people, go in your Facebook groups and tell them, hey, why aren't you guys watching these guys rant about diecast cars?
Send it to everyone you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
start a chain letter.
People you don't know.
Especially during election season, people can't get enough unsolicited emails and stuff thrown
better
out.
than politics.
Brent got the chase. Okay, yeah, congrats. Yeah, so no, we're really glad that you guys are here. Thanks for joining us. And if you made it to the end of this video, make sure you leave a comment that says you made it to the end. You're one of the end of the show club. We really appreciate you guys, especially, and of course our patrons that make the show go. If you want to join their ranks, you can visit diecastbreakdown.com or click the little join button down below. And again, thank you so much to our patrons. It means a lot. I wish I could thank all of you in person and thank you and list your names in every show, but we'd be doing half the show would be listing your names, which is a very humbling thing to say. We do not take that lightly. We appreciate everyone who contributes how they can. And even if you're just doing a little share or clicking the like button, it does a ton. So
I love you.
Yeah, we love you guys. We love Nigel. We love having him on. He's going to be back again, and we're going to be talking about all sorts of tiny cars yet to come. So we're going to be calling it a night here. But as always, we want to thank you for coming along with us for the ride. So until next time.
Cheese fresh day bags.
Cheese fresh day bags.
Bless.
It's on a shirt. You can find it on our site.
Figure it out.
Okay.